Yesterday concepts, have you practiced it? Okay. See, yesterday we have discussed about directives. Like you're having a structural directive, attribute directives, custom directives, and one more type is component. Component also a one type of directive with the template. And structural directives like ng if and ng for. If one condition is true, it will add the element to the DOM. Otherwise, it will remove from the DOM. This is the ng if. And ng for is structural directives like it is used to iterate all the elements from the array. Each and every element from the array, it will iterate it and it display in the HTML. That is the ng for. Like for loop, how we will use it in the same way. Ng means angular, for means for loop we will use it. So combination of for and angular. So ng for we will use it and we will iterate each and every element from the array. Ng for. And attribute directives like we are having ng style, ng class. Multiple inline styles we can provide it for a single HTML element. And we can add or remove the multiple CSS classes based on conditions. Like multiple CSS classes, we can declare it by using ng class directive and ng model, like two-way data binding. So these are the attribute directives. One more remaining one is custom directive. This custom directive one we will discuss in the next class, or after 1 or 2 days we will discuss about this one. And now coming to the picture is how to pass the data between the components. From component to component, how to pass the data. Okay. So now we are having a component interaction method. So here we are having a data bindings and the examples we are having the directives examples. So in these examples folders, I will create one more folder called ng generate component component name we should provide is we are providing a data transfer. So I will provide a see, in these examples we are having a one is directives example and data transfer one more we are having here. See, so we need to pass the data from one component to the other component. How the data should flow from one component to the other component. See, this is the child component and here we are having a app component is the parent component. Or else we can consider as here itself in the example I will provide a one more component I will create ng generate component. See this one up arrow and down arrow you can provide this one. So previously whatever we have entered all the values will be displayed in the command prompt. I will create ng generate component parent. I will declare a simply I will create a ng generate component parent. Yeah, see, now we are having a parent component and data transfer is one of the child component we are having. How to pass the data from this parent component to the child component? Like data transfer is a child component, parent component is a main root component. So I need to pass the data from this component to the data transfer component. So that is nothing but first we need to import. See, these concepts are very important. Okay, see, up to now whatever we have discussed from starting class, all the concepts are mandatory one. Please do practice. Okay, otherwise no use. First we need to import the input decorator and then we need to provide at the rate input. This is a return type of. So here I will provide a one variable. I will declare a headers. At the rate input decorator with the just a minute. Here, see, first we need to import the input decorator and we need to provide at the rate input of and one name value we need to declare it. Here at the rate input of, and here we need to provide the data type, whether it is a string or any array, we need to provide it. Right input, okay, headers and string we are providing this one. And initially, okay, so here I have provided at the rate input decorator, we need to declare it, and headers one variable like input decorator with the one variable name we need to provide, and as a return type, whether it is a string or an array, object, anything, whatever it may be, we need to provide it here. Okay, first step is, first we need to import the input decorator from the child component. See, the data transfer is a child component. Inside this component, I have declared the input decorator with the one variable name called headers. That's done. And I want to pass the data from parent component to this child component. So now what we need to use, we should use a nested component syntax. Like here in this component, we need to use child component selector. We need to use, see, in the app.component.html, we have used a app directives example, these things. Okay. In the same way, here also in the parent component, we need to use this component selector name. See, this component selector name, we should use it in the parent component, and then here we need to use property binding syntax as a square brackets we need to use, and variable name headers. Okay. Same name we need to provide, headers. So here we can provide
Hello. Hello. Hello, Anna.
okay. First we need to create this one variable here. Parent component we need to declare it as a return type of string of an array. Okay. So here we need to use assign to type string of an array. Okay, let it be. I will discuss it later. Okay, I will provide any initially, and here I am passing a string of an array. I will provide headers data is, so the data binding. In the directives examples, we have used a, what are the properties? See, username, company, and the location. Okay. Provide user ID. Mm, one more thing. Nothing, I'll declare it as a location. I have declared a 3 properties here for a headers data variable. These header data variable, we need to declare it for the input decorator. See, we need to provide it and paste it here. So now headers, it is containing one variable. So now what I will do here, I will do log me console is dot headers. Okay. So this particular parent data, we need to use it in the app component. Just comment this one. See, we are getting user ID, username and location. In which component we are getting? See here, data transfer component.ts file in line number 15. See, okay. See, to debug any application, just go to the sources tab, click on any one particular method. Now we are having here debugger. Now directly we can provide F10 also we can provide for the next function it will navigate. So it is not having to stop this execution. Now you can go and check it. See, user ID, username and location we are having. So from the parent component I am passing the one variable. This one. Guys, please go on mute. This is the how to pass the data from parent component to the child component. Okay, first thing is in the child component we need to import input decorator from the Angular core and we need to declare @input with one variable name. We need to provide it. See here like this way, @input headers one variable as a return type of any. So any data type I can able to provide it here. So first thing we need to import and declare it in the child component. Please remember this thing. Input decorator should be declared inside the child component only. So after that, what we need to use? This child component selector, whatever we are having, this particular selector we should use in the parent component as a nested component. See, like this way we should use. This is the second step. And next step is whatever the input decorator property name, like variable name it is having, headers variable, the same variable name should be used inside the selector as a property binding syntax. See here like this way. Suppose instead of their headers we have provided, I am providing only header. See, errors while compiling, because here variable name is different. Here we are using a variable is different. See, header, but we need to use headers. Okay, now it is working. And next thing is, for this headers variable, we need to create one variable called headers data. Whatever it may be, headers data, users data, anything. One variable name we need to declare it for a headers input decorator. This headers data should be declared in the parent component.ts file here. As in string of an array of strings it is containing user ID, username, location, passing. Parent component.ts file, headers data, the same variable name we need to provide it here. Parent component.html headers data for a headers variable like property binding syntax. So app data hyphen transfer, this is the child component selector, so that it will pass this headers data to the headers variable. It will comes to the data transfer here, data transfer component headers. It will come, and in the ng on it section, okay, constructor ng on it, these are the life cycle hooks. Okay, in the next class you will get to know these things. First, consider this. In the headers component, we are using a headers variable containing the data. The data I am initializing here, display. But I will get my one requirement, like I want to iterate whatever the headers is containing data, all the user information, I need to retrieve it and display it in the table format. Table th. So I will use a th. What we need to use here? We need to use star ng for. So headers variable is containing the, see, three data: user ID, username, location. I need to iterate it each and every element from the this array. Headers. Here I need to use iterate it star ng for let header of headers. This is the syntax, and here what we need to use, interpolation binding. It means we need to bind all the data whatever the headers array is containing headers. So here we need to iterate it, this one, this name we need to use it. So if you forgot to provide header instead of header, if you are going to provide the headers, it won't return anything. Okay, it will throw the error. Header you need to provide it, because from the headers property we are iterating, so we should use header. User ID, username, location. So here I will provide some CSS. I will declare here table border from collapse I will provide. Okay, for table header I will declare each one width will be 30. Okay. So I will provide a border 1 pixel solid black. I will declare. See, okay. Yeah, I'm having a user ID, username, and location. What I have provided here from the parent component, I have used a child component selector. Inside the selector, I have used a headers variable. This one, headers variable, and I have declared the one variable headers data from the this component. I am passing this headers data. All the headers information it is getting and iterating. And here I will use table data. It means table data as an array of string. So here we need to create an array of objects. We need to create it. That is, one is user ID. User ID will be random number. I will create it. Is the user ID, and one more is we are having a username. Let's say. So here I will declare array of objects. One more user ID is 279. Okay. Copy now. Yeah. Okay. But I have created one table data I have declared inside the parent component. So this table data I need to pass it from the parent component to the data transfer. It is a child component. We need to pass it. So here what I have declared, one headers variable I have declared by using input decorate, so that I am getting the headers information and displaying in the table format. And now I want to get the table body information from the parent component. What I have to use? Again, I should create one more input decorator. See, at the rate input of declared it. Here I will declare so table data. I have declared a table data. Is dot table data. We can see which data we are getting in the table data, and in the HTML, in the child component dot HTML, we can iterate t body tr, we will use it for this particular tr. So we need to iterate all the information ng for same. Let user of table data. ఈ table data అనే వేరియబుల్ లో users information it is containing. See, user id, username, all the user information is containing. I want to retrieve the data from parent component to the data transfer component. So I will declare input decorator with the table data variable name, and in the HTML I will use ng for a table row. It means, see, for a single table row means horizontally. Okay, so if we are iterating by using ng for a single table row, so each and every element it will iterate. Okay, we no need to bind individually. So for a single row, if we are iterating, so all the rows like data, it may be 100 lines, 1000 lines, and 1 lakh lines. Okay, automatically it will iterate it up to end of the element. That's the reason we are using ng for in the HTML in Angular table data. So now we need to use table data. So if we are not using table data, it won't display like properly the same column. If you want to declare the data, we should use table data. See, table data, what we need to use, this property we should use user dot, what we are having, user id dot user id user dot one more username user dot one more property is location. See. So now whatever the table data is containing, the same information I will iterate it here in the table format I am displaying. The condition what we need to use, app selector we should use, only single time we can use it. This one, like ఇది మల్టిపల్ టైమ్స్ మల్టిపల్ ఇన్పుట్ డెకరేటర్స్ కి యూజ్ చేయాలనే మ్యాండేటరీ ఏం లేదు. సో వన్స్ we are declaring this child component selector in the parent component, so multiple input output decorators and other any decorators we can able to access it. Headers, so again don't use any comma or any colon here inside the selector. Again this table data equal to, here what we have to use, see here, now I have not provided any variable here. I'm getting undefined here. See, user ID it is getting, but in the line number 16, this dot table data it is getting empty because I have sent empty string. It is not getting anything. That's the reason we need to pass this table data variable, which variable is containing the data. Table data. Now go and check. See, it is containing the two array of objects. See, location, user ID, username. See, location, user ID, username. See. Okay. And one more thing we can provide, text hyphen align center. So center of the page it will display the content. Yeah, see. This is the input decorator. It means how to pass the data between the components, like from parent to the child component, how to pass the data means by using input decorator. In the child component only, we should declare the input decorators, headers, table data, and we need to use child component selector in the parent component. See, and after that, as a property binding syntax, we should use the same input decorator name. We need to use it here. See, headers, table data. We are using headers and table data. Next step is for headers input decorator, which variable is containing the headers data. See, headers data is containing headers, this array of strings one. We need to pass this variable to the headers input decorator. For table data also same thing, we need to pass it out here, this variable. So parent component is containing the data. The data we are passing through one variable. We are assigning to the table data. It means we are assigning, it is containing the data. It will transfer to the data transfer component here. It will be having, and we are iterating the headers input decorator and table data input decorator. We are displaying in the table format. This is the parent to child interaction. Guys, have you understand this one?
Yes, Anna. Anna, ఎప్పుడు మనం డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసేటప్పుడే మనం ఇన్పుట్ని అంటే యాంగులర్ కోర్ నుంచి ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఒక కాంపోనెంట్ నుంచి ఇంకో కాంపోనెంట్కి. అప్పుడు మనం ఇన్పుట్ని యాంగులర్ కోర్ నుంచి ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం, అంతేనా?
ఏది చెప్పు, ఇన్పుట్టా?
ఇన్పుట్
ఇవి ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇప్పుడు నీకు ఇన్పుట్ డెకరేటర్ కదా. ఇప్పుడు చూడు, నేను ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో యూజ్ చేసు కదా, కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయినందుకు. ఏముంది, సి నువ్వు ఓన్లీ ఏది నాకు తెలియదు, నేను ఇన్పుట్ డెకరేటర్ నేను యూజ్ చేయాలి. సో యు ఆర్ ద బిగినర్ ఆఫ్ ద యాంగులర్ కోర్స్, జస్ట్ టైప్ ఇట్. ఓకే, హౌ టు యూజ్ component interaction. Component data, another module here we are having or else simply we can use how to pass data also we can use it. How to pass data from one component to the other in Angular, any version. Click on this one, see, it will provide so many references. And here you need only input decorator example. Click on this one, input decorator. Or else you can use @input here, @input Angular. Click on this one, see, use an Angular. Parent to child, child to the parent, child to the child, for a sibling. How to use the data? Input decorator means parent to the child, @input. We are having a, this is the parent component, this is the child component. How to declare it? The child component we will declare the input decorator. From the parent we are passing the data, we are iterating, like we are accessing that one. See, input type text ng model, one message we are providing. And for a app child, child component selector, they are providing one input value here to the component.
అన్న మనం ఎప్పుడు దీంట్లో ఒక కాంపోనెంట్ నుంచి ఇంకో కాంపోనెంట్ కి డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవ్వాలి అని అంటే ఆ ఇన్పుట్ అనే డిపెండెన్సీని తీసుకోవాల్సిందే, ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకోవాల్సిందే కదా?
మ్యాండేటరీ అది. చూడు నేను ఇక్కడ it will throw an error, cannot find name input. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారంటే క్లిక్ హియర్, ఆఫ్టర్ ద ఇన్పుట్ కంట్రోల్ స్పేస్ auto import, @input. Okay, you are not aware of how to import that input decorator dynamically. Okay, from that respective path I am not aware of. I need to import that respective package to the my application. See, input decorator, click on beside of that one, control space, it will do auto import, it will do.
ఓకే. అండ్ మళ్ళీ అన్న మీరు ఒక కాంపోనెంట్ నుంచి ఇంకో కాంపోనెంట్ కి కనెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఒక వేరియబుల్ డిఫైన్ చేస్తున్నారు. మళ్ళీ అలాగే ఆ డేటా అదే వేరియబుల్ ని ఇక్కడ మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఈ ఎన్జి ఆన్ ఇన్ఇట్ అని చెప్పేసి. ఇది లైఫ్ సైకిల్ హుక్.
ఇది లైఫ్ సైకిల్ హుక్కే, మీకు నెక్స్ట్ అర్థమవుతుంది ఇది.
ఓకే, అంటే నేను ఏదైతే వేరియబుల్ ఇచ్చుంటానో అది ఇందులో మెన్షన్ చేయాల్సిందే, నేను ఆ వేరియబుల్ పేరుని.
డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది. Here I am providing only for to get to know which data I am getting. Okay.
Okay.
ఇక్కడ హెడర్స్ మళ్ళీ టేబుల్ డేటాలో ఏ డేటా వస్తుందని ఐడెంటిఫై చేయడానికి నేను ng ఆన్ ఇన్ఇట్లో ప్రొవైడ్ చేశాను, దిస్ డాట్ హెడర్స్ అండ్ దిస్ డాట్ టేబుల్ డేటా.
ఓకే
ఓకే, హెడర్స్ వస్తుంది, టేబుల్ డేటా కూడా వస్తుంది. Find out that one I have declared the input decorator. This is the parent to child interaction. So now I will provide some references to you, and already I have given you the This is one thing, and this is CRUD tutorial. Now you no need it. And one more thing you are having. ఓకే, ఈ రెండు రెఫర్ చేయండి. కుడ్ వెంకట్ కోడ్ ఎవల్యూషన్.
ఓకే.
All the concepts: interpolation binding, property binding, class binding, style, event binding, and template reference variable, how to do two-way binding, ng if, one by one. Each and every concept they have explained you. Okay. By watching these videos, create one project. Okay, Could Venkat, separate Angular one project name and create that one. Code Evolution one, create it and practice it. Okay, I will provide you some of the examples in the example links also I will provide. Okay, you can go through those references and you can practice it. మీకు ఎంత ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే అంత సబ్జెక్ట్ నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుంది.
ఓకే.
See, what is the input decorator and how to utilize that particular input decorator. Okay, they have provided everything. You can go to, you can refer this one and you can implement this thing. Okay, you will get the idea. Okay, this is today's class. Tomorrow we will discuss about output decorator. That is little bit complicated. Before that one, please complete the practice of all the concepts like whatever I have explained till now. Data bindings, directives, and input decorator. Once you complete all these concepts, then only I will go forward and explain you the output decorator and other concepts. Otherwise, you won't get anything. You won't understand properly.
Okay.
ఓకే.
If you want, I will give you 1 day time. Okay, today and tomorrow. Okay, just complete all the concepts whatever I have explained, and I have provided you the links as well. See, in these examples, do one thing. Whatever I have provided you the links here, create one any Word or Notepad. Okay, you can copy paste all the links from starting day. Okay, so every day you can't go and check the links and you can read that content. See, in each and every day, whatever I am providing you the links, that particular link you need to copy it. Just a minute, somewhere I have given you the links. See, okay, this one project. What you need to do, copy the link, every day. So here you need to create as one. What are all the links I have provided? Copy paste here in the Word and save it. Whenever you required all these links, just go through these links directly. You can copy it and go to the browser and you can check it. See, yeah, all the concepts will be there. And one more thing, concept wise I will be explaining, right? The same concept you need to write it here. So this is the project setup. Project setup links. Below of that one, mention all the links whatever I have provided here. And after that, data binding. Data binding links. Below of that one, is there any video links I have provided through YouTube? Those links also copy and paste it here. And normal these links also. ఈ links మీ reference కి. Okay, whenever you required, so directly you can go and check it in the Google. So you no need to go to the Skype. You need to spend more time to find out all the links. Please copy it and paste it in the Word or Notepad. Whenever you require, you can utilize all the links. అది ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది మీకు.
ఓకే
ఓకే గైస్, దెన్ వాట్ ఎవర్ టుమారో. మరి ఎలా చేస్తారు? రేపు జాయిన్ అవుతారా లేదంటే రేపు టైం తీసుకొని అన్ని కంప్లీట్ చేసుకుంటారా ప్రాక్టీస్?
అదే అన్న, ఇవాళ రేపు టైం తీసుకుంటా ఉన్నా, ఎల్లుండి నుంచి తీసుకుంటాం క్లాస్.
ఓకే,
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకుంటాం నేను.
సరే, ఇవన్నీ కంప్లీట్ చేసుకోండి ఎందుకంటే ప్రతి కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్.
ఓకే
ఓకే అన్న.
సరే, ఓకే గైస్, అండ్ విల్ మీట్ యూ ఆన్ ద టుడే ఈజ్ ట్యూస్డే, వెడ్నెస్డే, థర్స్డే, ఫ్రైడే. ఓకే, ఫ్రైడే సేమ్ టైం 8 AM.
ఓకే అన్న.
ఇంకా ఎవరున్నారు? శ్రీ, కిరణ్. ఓకే, సరే గైస్. ఓకే,
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ కిరణ్.
కిరణ్, ఓకే ఓకే, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. అదే మీకు అండర్స్టాండ్ అవుతా ఉందా? ఎందుకంటే మీరు మధ్యలో జాయిన్ అవ్వారు.
అంటే నేను ఇందాకనే జాయిన్ అన్నా, 10 minutes అవుతుంది.
అవునా? ఓకే, ప్రీవియస్ వీడియోస్ ఉంటాయి చూసుకోండి మీరు. అందులోనా మీరు నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకొక 10-15 daysకి వేరే బ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది, అప్పుడు స్టార్టింగ్ క్లాస్ నుంచి జాయిన్ అవ్వండి. అది తొందరగా.
ఓకే
ఓకే, సరే.